Yaminia.
Maybe I will go.
Oko na unzo.
Yamiadum. Yamiapa.
Ishayache.
Enokre. Saja mede metifa ko ya. Mona moya na moni ashim.
Ana meton krabo ma Eric se on fama mini so de ma on dia.
Anyone meka.
Ania bia me yobeka chiro.
Anyone mameka.
Ga chiro.
Na se bibia boko.
Anyame adom e kura mu za.
CEMSE bia ho.
Oh, Charlie, if you adom e kwa adom. Ne kesi anisa.
I see. You be doing komo kakra.
Yeah.
Eddie afa the energy market no near the world market price. Yeah. The second window about go for the more prices no up to 4. Yeah. They are doing 13.274.
Yeah.
A year petrol.
Yeah.
And 16.1 for a year diesel.
Yeah.
Into then a chair. Mausi as a Kumak president class and also the government.
Yeah.
Had a release by said 2 cities decrease. And diesel. Yeah. 36 pesos and comma petrol.
Yeah.
Meaning extra saying.
Yeah.
The second window, no market not to say.
Okay, me that say okay, yeah, window prices now. Normally MPA epic data from a specific period.
Okay.
Or picky data now our average data no the price no. Now they are set the next window's price. Until you hear the window one which is the 16th of April 2026. Data now yeah the set is our window price in a share say free 27th of March to 11th March.
Okay.
But surprisingly 11th March never follow on Saturday. Until either so be 10th March.
Saturday.
That's Friday.
Okay.
And also be 13th March Monday because
okay.
That is when market SIBA because market close weekend. Until from Friday Thursday Krebano. International market and a bonus rate. Even though at Wednesday now diesel for example was around $1,500 per metric. But echo $1,500 per metric and chewo and so take akra.
That's what finished product now.
Yeah, finished product. So, we use finished product to set the price. So normally I don't want to mention crude.
Oh, okay.
So 1,500 by Thursday, number 1,300, 1,400. But by Friday, now diesel price around 1,198, right? And then by Monday, now diesel price around 1,157. As we speak, it's around 1,145 or so. Diesel, which means diesel price eba from.
Okay.
Until now your estimation, say, and this window crano without tax cut, never say diesel buffum. Because we wait the averages from 27th to 11th of March, 11th of April. That's 27th March to 11th of April. Who wait and I say who average price now?
Yeah.
Now I was say anchor price no around 1,255 or maybe 1,300. And the one thing is that diesel may not increase or may not decrease. But now expectation is because of industry convention, anka MPB issue the lower one boundary na air beno. Nanko the ashebonti. Ota mo follow me na so diesel price be from tax cut crime be from. But unfortunately for us, MPA issue a higher figure to set the price of diesel. And because of so we issue 1,398 MPA.
Okay.
NMR diesel price no cost through.
1,398.
1,398. Yeah.
Dollars.
Yeah, dollars per metric. Almost 1,400. So it's on a higher side. And I think they did that because the market is in an air volatile and not BDC for any complaining. Because a bond cost from a donor to make a toad at an boarding.
Okay.
And this is a sign of sharp decrease. Now, Okase Omontona Brofua and Jana Umbelusu. And I think that is why maybe MPA adjusted the prices up for them. But even the market in there, the reality is that most of the BDCs are even selling below the floor price of MPA. Okay. The entire makers are say, Oko marketer BDC side no, the price is between 13 Ghana cedis, 20 pesos per liter.
Okay.
To 13 Ghana cedis, 80 pesos per liter.
Okay.
And this is a bayamaya TSC why 2 Ghana cedis a free which means tax na other products no on diesel no 2 Ghana cedis 25 pesos.
Yeah.
Until the highest price crowd in the industry from the BDC level no a 16 Ghana cedis 5 pesos per liter.
Okay.
Which means MPA floor price now 16 Ghana cedis 10 pesos. It's on the higher side. It wasn't supposed to be there. It was a higher side. And they say, Binum cry to me more product, 13 Ghana cedis 20 pesos. That means that Sanka average price at 13.50.
Okay.
The floor price should have been less than 15 Ghana cedis 75 pesos.
Okay.
So what is happening is that most of the OMCs are likely going to sell at MPA's floor price. Because say auto product no 13.50 and auto 13.20 or turn floor price at 16.10 or you okay so. That is what is going to happen.
I see.
And I think MPA did not help matters there. Now another observation I must say in the industry, even though I think that you crude and set price.
Okay.
But I think the crude price na MPA project questionable kakra.
It's about all this one, finished product in the use.
The price. You for crude in setting. No, you for crude in setting. Right. The idea make us say omu data na questionable kakra and say free cent to kwaisha see. Crude oil price endru 120 poda.
No 120.
No. The highest is 119.
Aka 1 pair.
Aka 1 pair man 120. But ne so be penia maybe omu price indicators. Omu say this window crude oil price now $129 per barrel.
According to MPA.
According to MPA, is this one I downloaded it. Or I say I did have me pan say Monday They posted some data. Hey, mama crab use data and say this is a from. But unfortunately, I didn't download that data. Can we download it? My case will be good. So until then, because 129 price of crude oil. Then I asked myself, which market are we procuring our crude from? Or which market is MPA picking the data from? Because crude never exceeded $120 per barrel. And I'm talking about Brent. Brent and Drew 120. And this is Brent and Drew 120. And then I'll 129 for this window. And then next window, Chromo say 132.
According to MPA.
Oh, it is here. The data is here. I can share with you. 132. So if it's going to 132, where are they getting the data from? So, and also raise the question of data manipulation. I think that the time has come for them to be very transparent with their data. Because, because floor price no crowd say, oh my head here says floor price no. BDC for mo supply premium on kahon. Or mon fast why also munya ne omo cost enka. And this supply premium on kahon na say floor price that ye 1610. Na say BDC for that so ton product no. Any taxes near the kabum na 1575. It means that price floor no you overestimated it against the consumer.
Okay, price floor no. I'm chechemu kakra.
Okay, so
that's something okay.
So price floor no any simple they say MPA say or no or where the landed cost of the product or where the FOB price of the product or where the exchange rate of the product and then the conversion factor of the product or your calculation in na window biane say ne was say oton product obi obeton abrosa price ni biano it means you are undercutting.
Okay.
Amount ton lower. Okay. Amount ton lower than that price. And mean say emoro anamboa. So don't sell below the price. I friend a price floor no. I don't know whether you get me.
Okay.
So whenever you are setting a price floor and you use a higher higher FOB, right? And the price floor no ekosro, which is sometimes higher than the industry price. Until I make actually say because of so much use higher FOB no, the industry no, ton diesel no, 1320 and 1380. This is 1380, which is the highest price. Highest price 1380 no. Na say odi ayi 2 Ghana cedis ebe ka ho a. Right? Odi 2 Ghana cedis be ka 1380 no ho a. 1605. 16 Ghana cedis 5 pesos. But the floor price quoted by MPA is 16 Ghana cedis 10 pesos. So on the measurement, and so that is why when the government did that cushioning and as a margin cut, ama Ghanaian no antiman unfairly the cut. The Ghanaian did not feel the cut because when the price floor is higher, most of the OMCs tend to sell at that price floor. So any cut you be the consumer will not get the total cut because obenya only limited cut. Until and the consumer no wanya only 1 cedi. And
instead of saying
only 2 cedis onya.
On your saying
on diesel no onya only 1 Ghana cedis.
Because saying okay now for instance go on a star.
Yeah.
now 17.10.
Yeah.
And at 17.1.
Yeah.
Now they are doing 16.1.
Yeah.
Meaning it's a 1 cedi
One cedi penny bar. Right. So when you raise the FOB price higher, it causes some of these. Okay, petrol so the same thing. I think I buy so 36 pesos.
Yeah.
But on the market, it is only 3 pesos they are getting. Let me buy a company like Vivo, total. But me buy a company like Vivo, still the price near 1789. Want so
1789.
yeah, their price is still 1789. I also raise this argument, say it is not about communicating the tax cut or margin cut.
Okay.
In this case, I'll call it a margin cut.
Okay.
It's not about cutting margins. It is about effectively policing or regulating the sector to implement the margin now we're cutting.
Okay.
See what until also we cut it. But go to the market today. Still, apart from BR Star, Akara, and then Goyle and Zen, others that are selling at the margin floor price, because of that overestimation of the floor price now. The other companies are selling 1789. They are selling 1760. It means that obutaye anaso onsusu yese bi anka 2 Ghana cedis no ebema consumers bi ho anhwa mo no anhwa na ammam. So abribiano politicians they be catch say it's not about formulating policy or it's not about announcing policy. It is about observing the effective implementation of the policy you've announced. So the person channel.
I see.
Nti what can we know? And can was a regulator and to policy say no crowd the year juma. And it was observe.
Okay.
So I'm hoping that maybe Vivo by close of day or tomorrow, Vivo in total and meet me a realign and some readjust our prices to reflect new reality.
Okay, yeah, MP floor price on the buyer.
Yeah.
Data no my name hanum. So petrol floor price no. A year 13.27.
Yeah.
And the same thing I call pump your gola. I reflect you.
Yeah, yeah.
Then diesel.
Yeah.
16.1.
Yeah.
And also the same I pump price gold for Eto.
Yeah.
Then almost LPG 10.79.
Yeah.
And we are from where MPA data.
MPA data. Yeah. And I may catch also because the floor price is overestimated, most of the OMCs are likely going to see.
Figure next form.
It was ever form. Because Madika aka next opa metimaka industry price no be send industry price na mame.
Okay.
So industry price no 1320 to 1380 ago no say automated gas oil. Okay. That's diesel. Right.
1320
to 1380. And as at 1320 ni 1380 no industry no markup or more profit cost recovery eka home. Inti azumi say 1380 and the highest.
Okay. Yeah.
I buy say diesel no, the margins levies no, and taxes no, 4 Ghana cedis 25 pesos. I buy see what you 2 Ghana cedis. They say aka 2 Ghana cedis 25 pesos. Until the fact the highest price no, 1380 no, is 16 Ghana cedis 5 pesos.
Okay.
It is not up to the floor price.
Okay.
And the floor price no, upa bit kind floor price no, MP Amayati say it doesn't include the margins of OMC. Neither does it include the margin or the supply premium of BDCs. And see, if the floor price doesn't include the margins of OMC nor the supply premium of BDCs, then it means that the floor price should have been way lower than even 15 Ghana cedis 50 pesos. So then can buy 2 Ghana cedis free so no. Nkane ejam buono krumha nka was a buono enambe 15 Ghana cedis 80 pesos or even less.
Diesel no.
Okay, number 15 Ghana 50 pesos or even less or 50 maximum of 15 Ghana cedis 80 pesos. But we are still seeing the market selling the product at 1610. Others are likely going to sell higher than that. Right. Nti normally say we a regulator na we are inconsistent with your data usage. And this is problem. But I also think that maybe they're also supporting the BDCs because BDCs, no, I think on Monday or so I had engagement with some of them. Said the way the market is quite volatile, may affect you because I don't know, turn body maybe spot.
Yeah.
Wednesday not on 1,005.
Okay.
Friday na about 1,140 something or 180 something. So say on fire no shebu abi boka. Right? But some of these communications must also come for us to be able to enlighten our people on some of these. Intina, you see 2 Ghana cedis, but the consumer is getting only one on maybe one on petrol, one on diesel, and maybe 3 pesos on petrol. Now we hear in the another thing. Yes, I observe here and say, you see, sometimes politicians name nana who do a media person. When you're implementing a policy for effective implementation purposes, you also must break. Time is of a factor, critical essence of a factor. Okay, margins na ekati na yefre baako Unified Petroleum Price Fund. So Unified Petroleum Price Fund is 90 pesos per liter, right?
90 pesos.
90 pesos. So government has zeroed it. And they say it's zero. Now government zero we no was a subsidized amount. Now if you look at the UPPF, it's a subsidized fund now because was zero no 90 pesos we in free so. And now was I say 63 pesos also no mafasa akano. And I say fund na fasa akano, which is like a subsidy anyway because you bet you back to the OMCs.
Okay.
Now the challenge is that you see when you don't give time space, some of these OMCs have already pre-financed this 63.
Okay.
More pre-financed that.
Okay.
Because more logging in the product, more to product that. Into what pre-financing, there also communication be more and more assurance how you be able to pay. So pre-finance our so one the message channel. E basa na se nipa ne koseti bodies window on for 63 nka because you say aban betua no. But say one man right one communicate amani ya mana engineer ntumu a or hwe the margins are still or the 63 ne beka ho because bia na oni gidi say obeti so na wonte so. So I think that time no so no and me even as at yesterday I was suggesting to some people that yes aban de na no aka but even today no on the international market product price ni bafum. This window say they will say buffum because of data union millions and buffum, but they are certain that next window will be buffum.
Next window. No.
Oh, it is coming down. It say BBA and CDR next window it may drop our 8%, right? So if the next window a buffum by 7 or 8%, depending on how you calculate it, and can buy and cry nyabutre because already price ni buffum dada. So but a buy so say ordering or send human centered ordering Ghana for home person boa Ghana for until one decided to say okay then ye 2 Ghana cedis in free so just that the consumer is not actually failing this particular 2 Ghana cedis anyway. Now last one I made the beka on this no adipa kwa ye me de ba ko any the boss margin.
Okay.
You see nanka me person can even 12 no cry free petrol so
12 pesos.
12 on petrol, 12 on diesel.
Okay.
But government rather relaxed the diesel 12 pesos and in petrol no 3 pesos. And it's still petrol 9 pesos also.
I see.
You see, it's not about current government, but my position has always been clear that yes, Sika or bust.
Yes, Sika.
Oh yes, Sika. Yeah. From the time I'm in industry, my position is clear. Say we are just wasting resources at bust.
But some no be storage man.
Obi anya storage okruma.
No.
Maybe the BDCs and even the storage, we can even give it as a requirement for being a BDC. When him said, "Oh, a banker," I was so on your reserve. Anambwa.
Yeah.
And this way a BDC in Swa, as part of the requirement, say the BDC be money in here state. So best store product amayen. And the BDCs, there are almost about 50 BDCs. Imagine say you can say BDC be on store at least on store be 100 million liters. As part of the reserve requirement, 100 million liters, about 50 of them. That's about 500 million. Right? Or even more than that, almost $1 billion.
I see.
Right? Until say, you can say 50, moon store 100 million liters. Omokran abbreviate train chambers, they can flow in because it's part of their requirement. So on the measurement, but you say bust. When you are bust on store here. Now, only a big kokasa, see, bust plays a critical role of zonalization. You see, the zonalization that BOSS does is even to support MP and your consumer support, right? And also to support the BOSS themselves and your consumer support, because of the UPPF and Unified Petroleum Price Fund. Ye practicing ukrum hanum. Sometimes MPM and TRC say obeko certain journey and a certain kilometers. Inti I was so loaded product no is here. I was so loaded from Kumasi. Doma I was so loaded from Kumasi.
Okay.
Bia kintampo mikroma bia bupe and I say Kumasi. Now the entire boss play critical role on the wood depots are scatter across the country. But on him said there are certain products bia that's so loaded from Tema and they call Hamle. Because some product be na any boss tank mu bupe. Be any boss tank mu if anything Kumasi. Nti say APD and I say some of the private depots and a product no na to na wa. I will say load product ni free to ediko hamile. So if as a country we can still load product from the southern part of the country to the northern part, that means that the zonalization thing no crown say you but let's take it that MPA per se also ensure say the speed at which a bit the product are be an air fast and establish zonalization. Now zonalization also comes with what we call primary distribution margin. MPA in the but MPA both indirectly benefit from that particular margin called the primary distribution margin. Both benefit from other storage facilities. Now the SCM for 12 pesos per liter no. Nana, SCM fan expand the bost. Na minia. What is the expanding facility a ontimi and store sebi economic sense bend o. Say yeti radio gold high. Uhia studio baako. Studio no wanya studio baako no. Osi yen science studio du emau. Nti yesi studio no du ma a dia aka no de beye den. So normally what others argue is that, boss needs infrastructure. We need to expand their infrastructure. But if you expand infrastructure and the infrastructure is being underutilized, what is the sense of it? It doesn't make economic sense. You are not optimizing your resources well. Nti 12 pesos, na media and say free so. And I'm not against the gentleman there. I don't even know him. But that has been my position from the kingdom come till now. Now the second part, no, so says, our boss margin, no. It has become like an operational income because we don't treat it as equity or capital injection into the company. You only say Sikabia was as part of operations.
Okay.
I mean, Radio Gold has a Sikaba as part of operations, and so you realize that the margin also is now, instead of using it to build the necessary reserves, assuming they even build the reserve anyway, or some to do some maintenance and other things, they use it as part of their compensation or remuneration. And that is how it has been. I quite remember under Provençal or the echo Bupe, the echo Bolga, and that has been our position that the boss margin should be an infrastructure margin. Fortunately, the Ministry of Energy and Green Transition, Amayati said the new MPA Act nebebano, the boss margin will not be an infrastructure margin. It's long overdue. Ye manage infrastructure margin so that apart from Boston, to bit me access margin.
Okay.
Because now I say to 1 million metric tons of storage capacity. Yes, higher than Boston. And this say a company or no, a bit me AGN. Because Boston 415,000 metric tons can only do that's about 400, depending on the conversion factors of the products. That's about 450 million liters. Right? So 450 million liters, it can only serve as a month. And this is a 1 million metric tons. That's about 1 billion, depending on various conversion factors of the product. That's about 1 billion. 1 billion can serve us 2 months plus. And this is all storage. Who can do better storage? It is tall. But tall no manage. Na se yeko kase sikano yenji free mo. Na yemfanya infrastructure fund. Na intimi support to toll. Intimi support to other private depots. Intimi support to war boss na mwa. Mo si yempe masam. Yeni ubia ni asem. We are just stating the fact. We are stating fact. We had the whole of last year. Product bakukra anko Bolga depot. One single product.
The whole of last
year. Product Baku, Anko Bolga depot.
What's the depot?
But yeah, they have a depot in Bolga. And the reason why I mind panina that and sees a depot is say, na yempese casino, Burkina Casino, Mali Casino, to do another fire council from that side, Abba Accra, because almost say a cast.
Yeah.
So always wanted that particular depot to be active. So that Bribiano they will load the product from that depot and then Omodeko. Near Menuka say. Product in Kosovo, they now come down south to come and load from Tor or boss from the southern part of the country. I almost say Equine. And we even have a booster station in Savulugu. So we are not against anybody. I think my position has been clear, and CEMSE's position is clear that the boss margin should be an infrastructure margin. And fortunately for us, one of the scrap, even though almost scrap margins were but they were consistent with boss. Say a scrap 12 pesos per liter. Beyond 1 month, another month, now reclassified as infrastructure. So they bit me their support to tow, they bit me their support to Biano. Now beyond that, I need to be the say Madika catch say already diesel price neighbor form.
Yeah.
So it is good news. And to say a paper form the next window, which is the 1st of May. I'm sure they turn 1610 no. A be an turn be 1580. No, 1580 is even on a higher side. I think be a bit more on 1530.
For diesel, no?
For diesel, a bit more about 1530, right? The 1530 is inclusive of the 2 Ghana cedis are buying year free, so no.
Yeah.
Say a sign quote to us be an by second window of May. A bit to diesel no around 15 or even less than that, right? It's a brain no buying bit me as I say okay, margins na year free, so no. They are industry margins because these margins support the industry anyway. Margins na year free, so be a bit me as I reintroduce back onto the price buildup. So the boy industry because at the end of the day, if the margins are not sustaining the industry, a bit may affect the transporters because UPPF belongs to the transporters. A bit more primary distribution margin, interdepot margin, a bit may affect the boss now because indirectly benefiting is kind of quality assurance margin, which is the fuel market margin, 9 pesos per liter. A bit may affect the quality of the product. And also yoho. Now, now we look at the impact in terms of sika beer industry ni lose and buying lose for this.
Okay.
Share diesel you consume 250 million liters a month.
250 million.
Yeah, 250 million liters a month. And 250 million liters in a month, no, that's an average. Until we say I buy say 2 Ghana cedis are free, which means government is saving the industry about 500 million. 500 million Ghana cedis on diesel, right? And now here petrol, we consume about 280 to 290 million of petrol in a month. And also I buy so 836. And also 36% of 290 million. Do we have your calculation? Something around 30 or less than that. And also they are buying a save. I think in all, no, we are saving about, or the government is saving consumers about maybe almost about 500 to almost 600 million Ghana cedis on this particular intervention. And why very consumer centered? I think you have born about so by the end of the day, no, you say some do say be free on term so that it also support the industry. Otherwise, a chair. I'm trying to affect the OMCs, affected transporters, now affect our industry. Now Ghana crowd sustainability in terms of product supply and also affect it.
But and you know to a 4-week period in the buyer.
Yes, I think it's also good because
so that's about 2 windows.
About 2 windows, that's about a month.
Yeah.
2 windows, and so if you observe that in the subsequent windows, one buffer government can now reintroduce them on the build-up to ensure that. And lastly, that be two are buying for. Say we need to also critically look at our pricing regime. I think that a pricing regime where anytime there's an external shock, and I say there's any conflict or geopolitical crisis on the international market, it pushes our prices upward. It's not the best pricing regime because I was say a regime at least a bit to me absorb some of these shocks. My price now is stable, and we have always proposed that dual pricing model where we look at our upstream to balance our downstream in terms of difficulties, and also use our downstream to support fiscal policies of government in times of bearish sentiments or bearish market or a bra market now very lower product price number from. For example, a bra product price no call 9 pesos per liter, especially diesel petrol no. Because I bring a buy between the 3 Ghana cedis at so now you turn 12 and I buy will make a lot of revenue from it, so that actually also the product price no could be 15 and I say a year. Now I this 3 pesos no abeto, so others will call it stabilization fund anyway. But when we get something like dual no, I will more price no very stable now a support to the industry. And this is something I think the government also must take, and then it helps us.
Okay. Benjamin Nsiah, Center for Environmental Management. CEMSE, Center for Environmental Management and Sustainable Energy, CEMSE, one executive director. Nenka and Namoti, Dinkomo 90.5 FM. So you're live on our scene for Surich FM 98.7. And I've been so Loud Silence TV on Multi TV, other platforms. Fabaheba Center for Omabesai Ne, Omo Echo. Enti asida PSC in Palm Hills, natural mineral water and superpa, and 1 year time about mixture for malaria fever, loss of appetite, general body pains, palm, yes, okay, time about mixture, yes, palm is so no marie. As science is a factory, as sodia, yana bomb hobine, se inuma and susunia, yani a she na omadachino, ye juomo. Your friend said tata what you say na usua nso take a decision and as say na omo invest what dey here mu pa dey a ba cho yen dey secure omo dreams no and for over 50 years ni state insurance FN SIC waba Ghana bambo kesia yesu butu o man so enya sem ketwa. It's built on reliability, care and integrity. Into us from motor to farm, accident to travel, marine and more. SIC insurance. Bepacho any broker no and a licensed agent any como 0800 100 055. Power specialist about hospital. Dr. Akosia Adu Aya say yadibia titio hepatitis, sciatica, arthritis, gono, syphilis, broken bones. Bepacho ko na ontinete yewo kumase fiyase enen crying off ACP main road no and atakrade Anaji Estate. Etina jese near Echo ene enso so eno mepacho obefre 0244 544422 0244 544422 Sansuna Heart Brothers Well Estate or more asasi amanso bi ene ho ewo Pram Ningo Pram Shy Hills Dawa and na Tai Kwame Annex and Saturday 25,000 Ghana cedis or say choose two betimi your platforms me no obetimi de twesika no obetimi outright payment and installments ni nyina no one more edge option no enyina ewo wangasa oho enti ne no your a shaman of Sitka Keto Divisional Police Headquarters and Old Mandela Park. Fre 0256064492 and 0591 599006. Or Madam can be airboy at the Pampas Ujumadi Air 12. Etinache say and no. Dr. Sami Aye. Dr. Ba Hachakra. Meaning say, yes, soon food also I are holding in idea. Dr. Akwaba.
Many around for me, Joe. So I'm saying, near my coyenti, Nancy own friend Bill. Oh, I'm a train say, it's a big abe friend me, on friend me, and I'm about papa to me day near my bow.
About papa, Refiaba. Ebian in your sanity.
Oh, sure.
Ebian in your sanity. Ebian. I just said me beside say what to Nyanka. I am a type of say no, so no not tough from.
Yeah.
To have my chance, for doctor. Oh, Minyano, and I say, yeah, no, say, or shedding Yanams no, or on Tonabona, maybe about that time very busy in running Randy and way. But when you say Munimandi Dawson, Aquabans so, say Biabo call,
or body didn't quite
Jubilee House Boko, dear.
Maybe
Okay, Doctor, I your presidential aid. Doc, you didn't come on. Your issues too are being one come on, and ra communicate by the issue about fuel margins are by now consider. Wall I see and the effects about economy through petroleum products